Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and yes, should Steve Bruce be sacked as Newcastle United manager? So a lot of people, in particular on Twitter yesterday, have been saying, listen, is Steve Bruce time up in Newcastle, been saying that, listen, we need to get the guy out of the club. And you know what, after yesterday's performance, I kind of can't blame people. I mean, we were so bad yesterday. From minute 1 to 90, we were outplayed, we were outbattered, we were second best. We made Brighton look like a top 4 side. Listen, any Brighton fans here, listen, fair play, you were the better team, deserved to win, but listen, we should not be getting dominated that much by you. That's what I will say. We have obviously finished above you every single season in the Premier League. I know we made Connolly look like prime Daniel Alves. I mean, it's not good enough. There was so many things wrong with yesterday's performance, but yeah, a lot of people have just lost their faith in Steve Bruce. You know what? I kind of can't blame them, but if you're new to the channel, guys, make sure to subscribe, especially if you enjoy. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to pretty much go down Steve Bruce himself. We're going to discuss about him. I'm going to say some positives, some negatives, and whether I think he should get sacked. Hint, yes, I think he should. But anyway, let's talk about Steve Bruce himself. So, listen, straight off, you can't fault Steve Bruce for coming to Newcastle United, right? We offered money to Sheffield Wednesday. We straight up went to them and went, we want Steve Bruce as our manager. And I've seen people on Twitter saying, listen, Steve Bruce shouldn't have come. It's like, don't be ridiculous. Like, any of us in that situation, we would take that Newcastle job any day of the week. He's a Newcastle fan, he's from the local area. You know, it's a bigger club in Sheffield Wednesday. Like, why would you not take the job? Of course he would take the job. So, yeah, I don't fault him for coming up at all. I mean, we shouldn't have offered it in the first place. But listen, I don't blame him himself for coming up to us. I mean, anyone in his situation would have done the exact same thing. So, don't be ridiculous in that part, guys. But, yeah, despite how crap we played last season, despite, you know, the lack of goals we were scoring there, we still finished 13th. We still got a quarter-final in the FA Cup. So, listen, that's a really decent season. Despite what's happened behind the scenes, that is really decent. You can't fault Steve Bruce for that. Good safe season in the Premier League. We never even looked like going down. We had the points at the start of the season, you know. We were never even in the bottom three like majority of the time. So, yeah, fair play to him, Nax. Some of the signs he made as well been really good. Even though he's played bad yesterday, Sim Maximin, of course, is an absolute beast. I mean, we have made some good signings, but yeah, that's where all the positives ends, unfortunately. Yeah, everything else about Steve Bruce just doesn't work. But of course, we're going to discuss about the bloke himself. I'm going to pretty much put on the screen right now. He is statistically the worst Premier League manager in history. Has played over 300 games. He's got like a 27% win ratio. I mean, you got likes of Sam Allardyce, the likes of Tony Pulis. That useless one. I can't remember what he's called now. But yeah, honestly, guys, there are some terrible managers on there. But yep, I mean, it's just bad. It's just bad, you know. He's got 2 teams relegated. Of course, he's got Hull relegated and Birmingham City. Newcastle United could potentially be a 3rd team, you know, if we have a bad season. But I think it will stay up, personally. But listen, we're going to go into more in-depth stats about Steve Bruce. Of course, you know, even though it's over 300 matches, still not a big fair, because some managers might only play 300, whereas Steve Bruce played 450. But yeah, that's his actual stats on the screen right now. He's won like 120 games, also 190 or something. I mean, it's bad. It is really bad. I mean, if you had that sort of record, like obviously you try and condense it down to one season, it's relegation standard, it'll be like 15th in the table or something, it's pretty piss poor. You can't defend that at all. I mean, I know he's managed some bad teams, but listen, even teams like Hull City who had like really decent players, like Robertson, Maguire. I know obviously it's not like prime Robertson, Maguire, but they still are good players. But listen, I don't know, it's tricky about them, but the actual way he rotates the team's just not good enough. I mean, the amount of injuries we are getting in this team is scandalous. The amount of injuries we got last season is a joke. We're not rotating players properly. We're getting too many of the exact same injuries. We're getting too many knocks, too many ligament injuries, too many muscle tears. I mean, it just goes on and on. It's the exact same injury to the exact same players, and it happens on a regular basis. It's a lack of squad rotation. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know, we're not training the players properly. I don't know the players aren't getting warmed up properly, but there is something clearly wrong happening behind the scene for these players. We're getting the exact same injury. DeBragger's getting constantly getting knocks. Maximin's constantly getting just knocks as well, ligament tears. I mean, it's absolute nightmare. The amount of players like getting injured is just a joke. But listen, the formation against Brighton yesterday was shocking. I know we won with 4-4-2 last week, and to be fair, before this game, I actually defended Steve Bruce. I went, listen, you know, we won with that formation last week. Let's not complain about the formation until we play the game, but listen, it didn't work against Brighton. The fullbacks were constantly pressing on our wingers. They constantly were beating them. Every single time we played a long ball up the Carroll, every single time the centre-halves were on it. And because of how deep we were sitting, their players were constantly pushing up. And they were just constantly getting the ball down in our final third every single time. It was just not good enough. I mean, as a manager, you've got to switch around. You did try to switch around the second half, but it was too little too late. Our best player was injured, Sim Maximin. We give away 2 sloppy goals. Both of them came from Jamal Lewis's side as well. I mean, it's just not good enough. I mean, everyone played bad yesterday. It wasn't a single good player yesterday. You got argue Fraser and Almond were half decent off the bench, but listen, that was a joke. I had a look at the Brighton stats as well. That, in our club history, is our worst ever defeat of Brighton. We have never conceded 3 goals not scored against Brighton. Our worst defeat before that was 4-2 or 3-1. But yeah, that is statistically our worst ever performance against Brighton. So yeah, another unfortunate stat. And another one, so Steve Bruce has managed 40 Premier League matches. In 10 of those 40 games, we have conceded 3 or more goals. That is a joke. We are meant to be best defensively, and we have conceded 3 or more goals in a quarter of our games. I mean, come on. I mean, that is just not good enough. It's just a joke. I mean, what are we meant to do? Of course, I don't even want to get into the goal scoring stats last season. John Joe Sherry, top goal scorer, 6 goals. Strikers have scored a max of 4 goals a gill. I mean, it's just an absolute joke. £40 million drilled into 2 goals. I mean, it just goes on and on. The amount of players flopping at this club, the amount of players not performing well, it's just a joke. But my Steve Bruce, he's got to go. He wasn't good enough in the first place, in my opinion. But yeah, he is literally just, his head's floating above water, in my opinion. He has not got long left at the club. I mean, I've got no belief in the club moving forward, Steve Bruce. And you kind of can't entirely blame the guy. You've got to blame the players as well. But he is supposed to motivate those players. He's supposed to encourage those players. He's supposed to get those players working and performing to the best. I know for a fact the likes of Sean Longstaff are not performing at their best. He was performing a lot better this season before Steve Bruce came in. It's not good enough. Players are just taking the piss at this point, and he got to point the finger at the manager. It's just not good enough. But listen, the owner obviously is crap, to be honest. At least he's trying to sell the club, but still he has not done a good job in Newcastle over his 13-year stay. But listen, unfortunately, Bruce, he's sort of that player everyone's going to be hitting at. And you kind of can't blame him, but he put performances like that against Brighton, it's just a joke. And for me, I would sack him about a month's time. I would give him about a month, and I would sack him on the spot. Because listen, we could get the likes of Eddie Howe. I don't think Eddie Howe would be the best option we can get, but listen, he obviously knows some of the players well. He's obviously done wonders at Bournemouth before, obviously last season. But listen, he knows how to build a team up, and he did it quite well. But yeah, I mean, you got a team like Burnley. Burnley haven't got the best of players, but you got a great manager like Sean Dyche who knows how to rotate players. He knows what positions players play best. I mean, they're challenging for Europe like every season. Like, it's not good enough from Newcastle. We are underperforming so much. It's just a joke. But yeah, guys, it's pretty much all I've got to say really. Steve Bruce, I think he should be sacked. But let me know your opinions down below. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this sort of new video. But listen, try something new in the channel, see what works. But yeah, thank you for watching. Yes, I'll see you in the next one.